So I want to take a second before we get into the question and answer to acknowledge what my concerns are and my fears. Is that, yes, we hear the calls that Democrats need to do more. I'm a Democrat in Congress. That we need to show up louder. That we need to show up stronger. That we need to be more clear and direct. I agree. That when we talk about a failure of leadership, it's okay to acknowledge that we have to do better and that we can do better. But the reality is that, yes, the entire Democratic Party has to do better right now. We have to decide in this moment what masters we are going to serve. And the reality is that we cannot serve two masters. We cannot be the party of our own corporate billionaires and the party of working class people at the same time. It is my belief that when we are clear about who we serve, leadership will also be clear. The direction that we want to take this country in will become far more clear. And that's why these moments are so important. It is so important to hear from you so that when you know that when we push back on leadership, because we do, that when we push back on them, we're not pushing back as just a progressive black Dem from Pittsburgh. We're not just pushing back as a squad member. We're pushing back with the power of our electorate, of our demographics. We have a mandate to change the trajectory of our party, and we know that for our democracy to survive, it is important that we do this work. It is important that we do this work. So I'm here to get better. Every day I'm trying to also figure out how I got to do better. We all got to take responsibility right now. And that's why we want to be here. We want to be here so that we can ensure we're proud of the $2 billion that we were able to secure in our first term. But we know that we're operating in a different country on today. So now we have to adapt and figure out the best ways that it is to still serve you. Because it's our job, irrespective of who's in office. We have to figure out ways of fighting back against agencies being gutted. We have to figure out ways to fight back against those crucial cuts to Medicaid or Social Security or the NIH. We still have that mandate. But tonight what we want to do is we want to hear from you. We want to hear your concerns, and to the best of my ability, we will answer them. To the best of our ability, we will answer as many questions as we can. We also want to talk about the actions that we can take, what we are doing in the legislative branch, but also what we need from our community to take action right now. If you are here today, you are probably someone who is already activated. But we want to make sure that we're helping to direct that so that we are having the biggest impact that we can. At the end of this day, I want to be able to take your voices back to DC. I want them to know that even as we're trying to figure out what direction, some people are trying to figure out what direction we're going, and PA-12 is clear. PA-12 is clear about what direction we want to go back, and I want to be able to take your voices back as we make the argument for a Democratic Party and a government that serves working class people, that serves all people irrespective of their zip code or their backgrounds, and that we are preserving our most basic civil liberties as we are doing that. So I thank you all so much for coming tonight. I thank you all so much for the questions in advance. I thank you for your respect as we do this. But also, I thank you for your anger. I thank you for your righteous indignation, because that is welcome here as well. And I don't want you all to think that we don't want that. This is a space where you can do that as well. So I think that the way this is going to go, we're going to have some people start to ask the questions. I think we've seen them collecting them. If throughout this you have a question that comes to your mind, again, raise your hand so that someone can come and get it. If your name is on it, we can also come and get information from you, because whatever we can't get through tonight, our team can still be diligent about answering them even as we leave here. So let's get straight to it.